dog. Please don't get the involved. Ain't nobody running off. Rules to the basics. I can't be no son-in-law. I can't take the summer off. I make it look good and all, but this is no vacation. All the goons, they respect me and I know it. Watch your words and your tone, you not a poet. My advice, please don't try to be heroic. Let me know they whole crowd selling out of here to doing stadiums. Gold diggers don't come around, they don't survive my radius. I keep it too real for real, and that's what me.
They say summer is the time to live in Chicago. Well, that's extended into autumn as we are ready to roll under blue skies at Soldier Field. Today it's week 4, and we've got what should be a great one here, as it'll be the Denver Broncos taking on the Chicago Bears. Seems like we were just starting training camp, but here we are in October, and off we go on EA Sports. And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one. Quickly to the air is Wilson. Short throw caught by Dulcich. Down he goes at the 23, a pickup of 4. A man who was lost for the year in week 4 last season. Here's Javonte Williams. Just a gain of a yard there, and now it'll be 3rd down. You look at this Bears defense. They were terrific last week in the victory over Kansas City.
Have to admit, I was extremely impressed by what I saw. They ended up getting 4 sacks in the game, stayed in the face of the quarterback the entire time, made it difficult for him to step up and find receivers downfield.
And that's what they told us this week. The pressure on the QB is key. On 4th down, Joseph Charlton on the punt. And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And the Bears take over. At their own 26-yard line. Fields and the Bears now with a 1st and 10. At their own 26. Now Fields. Escaping the pressure right. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away, incomplete. Now that'll bring up 2nd down.
One thing you always worry about when he breaks the pocket is he going to take off with it? That time, the pressure was starting to close in, and he's just got to throw this one away.
Here's Fields now on 2nd down. That's complete to his running back, Herbert. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the 1st down. To throw is Fields. And this is taken in by Darnell Mooney. He's across midfield, down the left sideline. And he's going to be out of bounds inside the 25-yard line. A huge play there for Chicago. 45 yards. So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Fields throwing again. A pass complete to Moore. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling.
How about the way they're moving the ball down the field? They had a big play a moment ago. Followed it up with another nice one here. And before you know it, they're already looking at 1st and goal.
A shotgun snap, Fields. And that's going to be incomplete. too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down.
Well, that's absolutely going to fire this defense up. They made it their mission to deny that completion, and they came through with a nice hit and knocked it incomplete.
A man who led the league in yards per carry last year, it's Khalil Herbert. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. It'll be a gain of 5, and it's going to set up a 3rd and goal.
And, Brad, they went to a nickel defense, and that's a surprise this close to the goal line, because ordinarily you use the back end of the end zone, the sidelines as extra defenders, and you want bigger people on the...
And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Bears. Justin Fields. Touchdown number 15 of the year. And the Bears will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon. Cairo Santos on to try the extra point. And he's got it to make it 7-0 in favor of the Bears. Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. Now this is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. And the last drive, the first drive for them, not very good. 3 and out. What do they go to here?
Well, you don't look down at your play sheet and say, this is what the problem is. Let's find out who my playmakers are. Get the ball in their hands, and maybe the offense will move a little bit better.
Sometimes it's more important to get it to the right people rather than dialing up the right number.
Exactly.
Or the right play, yeah.
That too.
Now a first down carry, it's Williams. And that one goes for about 6 as he's taken down just shy of the 45. Well, this defense for the Bears, they put together a strong effort last week in the win over Chicago.
I have to admit, I was extremely impressed by what I saw on tape because they stayed in the face of the quarterback the entire game, ended up getting 4 sacks total, and made it difficult for him to step up and find receivers downfield. Also made it hard for him to escape the pocket and run.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete. Not sure what happened out there, but it looked like the timing was a little off on that throw.
Well, you know I'm a defender, so what am I going to say?
Great defense.
Darn right. They did something to disrupt that timing.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on second down. Here's Wilson to throw. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
I think the punter might start to get into a pretty good rhythm here if he keeps getting opportunities. That's the last thing this team wants to have happen, right? The last thing you want to see is your punter feeling pretty good because he's out there all the time.
And first quarter only, but they're 0 for 2 on 3rd down conversions to start this thing. And Joseph Charlton on now to punt. Too much mustard on that one. It hits a couple yards into the end zone. A missed opportunity there maybe to pin him back. Here we go. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. Well, just 2 series in here, Charles, but everything's gone to script so far. They got a touchdown on their first drive. Their defense holds, and now they've got a chance to take a 2-score lead.
And to co-sign with you, exactly the start they scripted up. And really, that kind of start, that can set the tone for the game for them.
Looking to throw on second down, Fields. That's complete to Mooney. That one good for 17 as they're set up better now for 3rd down. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. He's going to look deep for more. And that's caught inside the 35. And he will go out right near the 35-yard line. An explosive 38-yard pickup.
Boy, they've definitely come out of the gate smoking here in the first quarter. Whatever they've tried to run has worked. And there's another example right there. Game plan is one thing, but how about his accuracy? It's been exceptional.
He'll take a shot for the end zone. And this one is incomplete. The Bears at 3-0 here in the month of September. And they coming on a pretty good roll here. Winners of 3 straight.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Fields. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked up by Pat Surtain. And the Broncos are going to take possession here at their own 3-yard line. And, Charles, that's now 4 interceptions over his last 3 halves of football. Because, remember, he threw to wonder if maybe Deep have identified something on tape with what he's doing. Maybe a movement, maybe the way he's moving his shoulders. Who knows what it could be? He could have a few tells out there that they're keying in on and allowing defenses to get to the football a little bit faster. People steal signals. Maybe sometimes they can figure out what the quarterback's doing just by his movements. Eddie Jackson with a tackle.
Really shouldn't be a surprise. It's going to be hard to move people in this situation. You know they're going to bring the pressure defensively. Because I remember playing in these spots, and my coach was always saying,
and he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. He's got space past the 25. The race is on. He's got a full head of steam. And all the way home for a Broncos score. Jerry Jeudy, 97 yards. And the Broncos are able to strike quickly here as they are in for 6. Chris Boswell now for the extra point. And he missed it. No good. And they'll remain down by a point. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. This taken in at the goal line. And he returns this to the 22. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. Not an ideal way to end their previous drive. They threw the interception, Charles, after they had built up some momentum. They were moving the football, but something to at least build on for this offense as they run back out here.
Yeah, you're right about that. Up until that last play, everything was working pretty well for this offense, gaining chunks of yardage, getting first downs, really making a push for the end zone, and looked like they had a nice rhythm going. Now you got to have a short memory here. Don't focus on the interception. Focus on what came before it and get back to it.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Now it's Fields. Forced out to his left. And he's going to be out of bounds down around the 35-yard line. They'll wind up getting 9 after tucking it and running, so it'll leave them with 2nd and a yard.
I think the defense surprised him there with that blitz on 1st down, but give him credit. Stayed cool under pressure and still found a way through the extra rushers for positive yardage. Well done.
From the 35, here's 2nd and a yard. Here's Fields. He'll get that complete to his tight end, Cole Kmet. And this is going to be another 1st down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 15-yard line. Out of the gun, Fields. Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Justin Simmons. And the Broncos force the turnover. And they'll take over at the 10.
And as we've seen, points have been precious so far, and they just threw some away on that snap. And look, let's face it, as we advance further into this game, that play will be on the minds of everyone who's watching it. They wonder if this is the turning point. Is this the spot where those points were given away and could cost them a ball game?
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown. And the last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
A first down run, not going to get him a whole lot. Maybe a yard. Yeah, it looks like just 1 yard there. So that'll bring up 2nd and 9. Here's a 2nd and 9 now from the 29. Now it's Wilson. That's taken in by Dulcich. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45.
A first down from Dulcich, and the only reason more people aren't talking about his rookie season is because he was injured a good chunk of it. Showed in a couple of big games he can be a big-time playmaker at tight end.
Now we give up the middle to Williams. Running right through it. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards.
They're making it look easy out there. Another first down. So far on this drive, let me do this little bit of math here. 4 plays, 3 first downs.
That's a pretty good recipe for success. Pressure comes, and Wilson's going to go down. T.J. Edwards from that outside linebacker spot gets in there. It's a loss of 9. Now Wilson. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. The pressure really ratcheting up. They get the sack on first down, then a near sack. They got to him there just as it was leaving his hand.
Yeah, they might need to change their pass protection scheme a little bit. Maybe bring another guy into the backfield to help protect the quarterback, because that was awfully close.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And he'll go down. The Bears get there for the sack. T.J. Edwards able to record his 5th sack of the season. And here's Joseph Charlton now as he's on to punt for Denver. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken just outside the 20-yard line. Only 29 yards on the punt there. Definitely not his best. And out will come the offense as they take over. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And 2 interceptions already here in this first half. That's got to affect him a little bit, right? He's got to be thinking about it. And now off to the races down the right side. He's on his way. Touchdown, Chicago. Justin Fields, his 2nd TD of the game and 16th on the season. And the Bears are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. And oh, it's blocked. Does the big boy have the juice? But he will not be able to bring this one back, in the extra point attempt unsuccessful.
I know it's easy to kind of shrug off a blocked extra point, but this game is shaping up to be a tight one. The second half, this could prove crucial.
Yeah, we might look back on this one. We'll have to wait and see. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. As we eke closer and closer to intermission, Charles, remember last time out they punted. They would love to get points here, especially if this is going to be their final possession of the first half.
Yeah, and this is what close games feel like, because the pressure is on both sides, but sometimes the pressure is a little bit higher on the team with the slight edge, because they're trying to hold on to that, trying to increase it. Let's see how this one continues.
The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And that'll make it 3rd and 13.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line. But once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
Now a shot taken on 3rd down, and it's going to end up incomplete.
Got some good closing speed there defensively, because that looked open for a minute. That's great work with the ball in the air. Never gave up, converged on his man, and broke the play up.
Jones on the return. A minute 52 to play until halftime. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. Well, partner, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end. There he goes, left side. Touchdown, Bears. DJ Moore, 55 yards. And the Bears go up by 2 touchdowns. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts. All right, because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
Santos able to tack on the extra point, and the lead now up to 14. After the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt. Taking it right down Broadway. Finding room at midfield. Now he's loose down the middle of the field. And he takes it all the way down to the 22. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
So often when we're watching a football game, we see one with a lot of ebbs and flows, and this one is no different. And sometimes you just need a big play to wake you up a bit. And they get one right there. That shot of caffeine this offense was looking for.
And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, the last drive they went 3 and out.
This is first and goal and a golden chance to get a score back here before halftime. Wilson going to change things up here. Williams going to be stopped before he can get moving forward as he'll lose a couple back to the 5-yard line. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's second down.
This is a critical sequence here for this offense. Things really haven't gone their way so far. This could be their chance to get back into it, but they've got to find a way to punch this ball in.
Now a second down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete.
I'm really liking what I'm seeing from this defense because their coverage has been playing at a shutdown level so far. Even backed up late, they're forcing incompletions and fighting to keep them out of the end zone as the first half winds down.
On third and goal, Wilson. And that is incomplete, but a penalty flag coming in. This could be a first down. And since the penalty occurred in the end zone, move the ball to the 1-yard line.
First and goal from the 1-yard line. Costly penalty.
So the ball's moved to about the 1 after the penalty. First and goal. Wilson on the keeper. Nothing doing there. They're going to wind up holding it at the 2. The Broncos in their hurry up, trying to get to their positions and get set quickly. Williams trying to get to the goal line, but he's going to be stopped just short at the 1. Now the Bears going to use the second of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half. This Bears defense trying to hold on. This is third and goal. This time Wilson will throw. Incomplete. Boy, such a good drive. You'd hate to have it end in 3. You think about going for it?
Absolutely. I mean, the fact that they moved the ball so well should lead you to the decision that maybe we should go for it right here. Also, coach, show some confidence in your team. Let them know you think they can go get it.
The offense is staying out there. Here we go on 4th and goal from the 1. Here we go with Williams. And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. Javonte Williams with his 4th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Broncos get a late score here in the final minute of the first half. Well, I mean, down early here in this first half. I think they felt their backs were against the wall already, so they go for it on 4th and goal. They're able to punch it into the end zone.
And they did a nice job there, feeling like their backs were against the wall, but going ahead and hunkering down and pushing forward and getting that score. That continues to give them an opportunity.
A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete. So unable to throw it in for 2 from the 2. Let me ask you, as a former DB, what changes there around the goal line on a 2-point conversion as far as how you're defending it?
You just make sure you never back up and you never retreat. You establish yourself really on the line of scrimmage, put your heels on the goal line at worst, and if they're going to throw the ball, make them throw it over your head because they're going to run out of space.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And with an 8-point lead, probably not too much of an impetus to try and do too much here. Eluding the pressure right. And he just gets rid of it, throws it away. A wise move there, looked like nobody open, now 2nd down.
I thought at first he tried to run, but he just kept buying time to his right. Finally, nothing there. He wisely gets rid of it.
From the gun, here's Fields. And this will be caught by Mooney. Now the Bears will use their 3rd and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. Fields now to throw. Flushed out right. Yeah, he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. He'll get 10 there all on his own, but it'll be 2nd down.
Carter, even I can figure out who deserves the lion's share of credit for their lead right now because he has been terrific in a dual threat role, really chewing up yardage and getting them points with his legs. Simply put, that defense has had no way of stopping him, and that's why his side is on top.
And he is out of bounds inside the 30.
Their entire offense has been centered on him, and he's been carrying the load with ease. 100 yards rushing in a game for a quarterback is rare. In a single half, darn near a masterpiece.
So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. From the right hash, this from 45 yards away. Santos' kick is up and through, and that will do it for this first half. So we come upon halftime here at Soldier Field with the Bears.
These two teams currently going over their final halftime adjustments. We are just about set to get back to it in the second half. And for the coach, let's go back to Soldier Field and Brandon Gaudin.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Set to resume. Here we go with the second half. The Bears holding the lead and ready to receive the kick. Velus Jones now from his end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And despite the turnovers, Charles, and they had multiple in that first half, they still have the lead as they begin this third quarter.
And they probably heard some...
Oh, Fields is intercepted for a 3rd time. Picked up by Justin Simmons. And the Broncos are going to take over a couple of yards shy of midfield. Not the way you envision things to start out the third quarter. One play and already a turnover.
It's interesting. You and I were talking with the coach, and he talked about how at halftime, as a play caller, He wanted to make sure he got a new script going for the second half, not just the one that he operated off of to start the game. Nowhere on that script did it have that result.
In motion right goes Sutton. He's going to get it on the jet sweep. And he's got it across midfield and into Bear territory. Give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
Defensively, they had that one pretty well figured out.
Yeah, and one of the things about this play, it can be even more effective when you run a lot of motion, and there's plenty of times you don't hand it off.
Now Wilson on 2nd down. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They've given him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
That's to the rookie, Marvin Mims. And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. First target, first catch, and a first down.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo. Here's Wilson. Short throw caught by Dulcich. 2 yards on the pickup there. 3rd and 7 now.
Hey, let's face it, you can put any Halloween costume on him. You're not going to be able to disguise him because for a tight end of his size, difficult to sneak him anywhere, but that's what they tried to do. Lined up on his right, tried to work his way back to his left, but just a minimal gain as the defense was able to react quickly.
On 3rd down, Wilson. And this is going to be incomplete.
Was keyed in on him since that last completion was away. He earned a little more attention on that route, and that made it a lot tougher to get a clean throw his way.
Boswell's kick is good, and that'll make this an 8-point game. Whatever was said in the locker room during the break must have worked. They forced the turnover. They didn't get the touchdown, Charles, but it does translate into 3 points to begin the second half.
Exactly as they discussed in the locker room at halftime. Get some points to get things kick-started. Now start your half off with some momentum. Gives you something to build on for your next possession.
And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense.
The last drive for this offense, Charles, you remember it ended in one play, that quick interception, but they do still have the lead as they start this drive here.
And that's something to focus on for them as well, because it's not quite no harm, no foul. But the interception, hey, shake it off, move on. Hasn't cost your team the lead, and now it's time to rebound. And the quarterback and his teammates, they can add to the lead with a good drive here.
On 1st and 10, here's Fields. Over the middle, and that's caught by Kmet. And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. 23 yards on the play.
We can see offensive pass interference called on this play from time to time. The tight end's going to sell that he's going outside. Let the slot receiver come past, and then work himself back to the inside. Sure enough, he's left with some open space, and he picks up the first down.
Well, he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. I guess no need to force it when you can do that instead. First down, 18-yard gain. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. Thanks to Frank Clark, that play was doomed from the start. What a job defensively. Man, I just love being in this stadium. So much history, tradition, so many great teams and games, and we're seeing a pretty good one right now. Hotly contested in the 3rd quarter. Being chased out left. Letting one go deep for the end zone. And that is caught. Touchdown, Bears.
Saints are able to widen their advantage.
And that was a beautiful ball right there as he waited for his tight end to come uncovered in the end zone, so give him points for patience as well. Delivered it right where it needed to be for 6 points.
Santos with the extra point, and the lead is up to 15 now. After the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense.
A pass for Sutton is intercepted. Tyreek Stevenson picks it off. And he'll get this back to the 32-yard line. Well, these defensive coaches, they sure like what they've got in this rookie corner. And with good reason, as you saw there.
He only cost him a day 2 pick, and a lot of people thought he had first-round ability. But when he was available on draft night, that was one where you didn't need the full time to make the selection. You call that pick in early, and he shows why he was so coveted with that interception there.
Off play action, Fields. He'll buy some time right. To the right side, and he's got more complete. And he'll head out of bounds inside the 10. Mark it down at the 9. 23 yards, the final tally. They'll run here with Herbert. A good run on first down, and now they contemplate a second and goal situation. Herbert diving for the end zone, and he is in. Touchdown. So they're able to capitalize there on the short field, and that might prove to be the score that turns out the lights.
The party's over. Oh, sorry about that. That's an old reference there, folks. But, yeah, they've been the better of the 2 teams by far. That's great complimentary football right there. Defense gets the turnover, sets up the short field, and the offense goes right out and scores to open up a pretty sizable lead.
Now, after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. And this will come out to the 25 as Hamler elects not to return it. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game. Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out. Fumble. Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it. And they will... Red zone territory at the 13-yard line.
That feels like an accumulation of the pressure we've seen all game. I mean, he's been on the turf a whole lot because of sacks. Eventually, something else happens as well, and this time it was a turnover.
Yeah, caught up to him. The drive will start with an option going left. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. So not quite a first and goal just yet as they come up now 2nd and inches. To throw is Fields. Touchdown! Khalil Herbert. He scored on the ground and through the air. And the Bears get another third-quarter touchdown to add on to that lead. Well, he is putting in a great all-around game, Charles. He already ran one in for a score, and now they utilize him in the passing game.
And they put a lot of pressure on a defensive coordinator and defense, don't they? Because they're used to him as a runner. But it turns out he's just as dangerous as some of those receivers, and he showed it right there. You don't pay enough attention to him defensively, he makes you pay.
From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. Wilson and the Broncos now with a 1st and 10 at their own 16. Here's Williams to start the drive. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. They're looking for Judy, but it's intercepted. Eddie Jackson picks it. And the return here is stopped at the 35-yard line. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offensive coordinator, the quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs.
Got his man, and it's caught for a Chicago touchdown. Darnell Mooney, 35 yards. And the Bears will add on to their lead here in the final minute of the 3rd. Santos able to tack on the extra point, and the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. Well, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable now. Or win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles. But I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
Back now at Soldier Field. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. And this offense on 3rd down today, it's been a problem. Just 1 for 7 thus far. This time it's 3rd and 3. Throwing is Wilson. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Sutton. And he will have the Broncos first down by a couple of yards as they're able to convert here on 3rd and 3. Boy, and now they can't even get a play off. That flag accepted, and it backs the offense up a little bit. The delay of game backs him up 5, 1st and 15. Now it's Wilson. And he will find his man Sutton. That's complete. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. Give him back-to-back catches now. That one for 16 and another first down. Here's Wilson to throw. And Wilson's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked up by Tremaine Edmonds, the linebacker. And he will take this all the way down to the 38-yard line.
The Bears take over 1st and 10 at the 38-yard line.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Now Fields. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Pat Surtain. And the Broncos are going to take over here at their own 22-yard line. Now they get a 4th quarter pick. A little something to hang their hat on, I guess.
Okay, so let's face it, though. Who's happy about this play? Fantasy guys, right?
Yeah.
The analytics will tell you one thing or another. That's a bad play on one hand, a good play on the other, but it's all about the fantasy points here.
Yeah, because this ball game is over. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Jaquan Brisker. And the Bears are going to take over at their own 41. Well, they've got the huge lead. Now they have another interception on the defensive side. Seems like everything they touch in this one, Charles, turns to gold.
And they have to be awfully happy right there to get what appears to be one more for the road. It helps seal away one of their best efforts of the season.
He'll be brought down by the Broncos. It's a sack. And the offense moving quickly to the line.
Brings up 2nd down.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Fields under pressure, and they got to him again. Randy Gregory in there to drop him at sacks on 1st and 2nd downs. Now leads to a 3rd and long.
So, Brandon, we've sat in with a lot of coaches, and when they talk about things they want to accomplish offensively, I'm not sure that sack and sack are on their play sheet.
Now on 3rd and forever, he'll look to throw. Flush to his right. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. Well, big here in the 4th quarter, up really big. That pass and incompletion, I don't think they needed the completion, but, Charles, this is an offense right now that they're just having fun. They're clicking on all cylinders.
Yeah, you're right. They didn't need a completion. They certainly don't need any more points, but they're not going to turn them down. They're going to continue to run what they have in their playbook, and they still want to run it efficiently.
Returning it, here's Hamler. And when it's said and done, it's a 58-yard punt. And the Broncos take over, 1st down and 10. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. Even though they were able to force the punt defensively, still a big hole to climb out of, especially at this late stage of the contest. A good pickup there, 26 yards. Well, I mean, look, obviously there's no 20 or 30-point play in that playbook, but they can try to end things here on a positive note despite trailing big, and that looks like what they're trying to do here by pushing the ball downfield.
Well, let me go with the heavy cliche then, partner. Just control what you can control right now, and all they can control here is how their final plays develop.
Another 1st down, this time on a gain of 19. Now, 4th quarter, certainly not enough time for a comeback, but nice to see them making use of the time remaining to try and make this one a little more respectable.
Yeah, I think the ultimate goal, good execution, be crisp, be sharp, and find a way to put some points on the board to make this thing look just a little bit better.
Going down the middle, and it's complete. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
Just picking up yardage in bunches here these last few plays. They have moved right down the field, and just like that, they can be set up with a 1st and goal.
So 3 plays, already 1st and goal, and they are wasting little time. To throw again is Wilson. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
Well, we've talked about it, CD, but it bears repeating. They are struggling to throw the football. All the interceptions and more incompletions. It just doesn't look like things are in sync out there.
I would agree with that, and it's not a good day when you feel like an incomplete pass is almost a win for you because it wasn't intercepted. And I think the receivers now, when they're running their routes, they want to catch the ball, but they also want to make sure that the defenders don't take it away.
19.
On second down, here's Wilson. And he's going to be dropped back at the 15-yard line. Yannick Ngakoue in there to take him down on what will take us to the 2-minute warning. Third and goal, trying to make that scoreboard at least a little more respectable. Now Wilson. Throw left side is complete on the diving effort. And he's across for the touchdown. Too little, too late. But he does get in for 6.
No wonder you're grinning. You just beat me in our fantasy league.
Indeed I did, my good man. And CD, they just haven't had a whole lot to cheer about here. But it may be cliche, but give them credit for this. They've continued to fight and scratch and claw, and they get the touchdown here in the fourth quarter.
And I'm okay with that cliche, all right? Maybe it'll alleviate the sting a little bit because at least they can look in the mirror and realize they fought all the way through. Horrible game for them, not one they'll want to remember, but at least they'll keep their heads up and have some pride when they leave this stadium.
So still lots of work left to do, but here comes the onside kick. And the Bears hands team able to pounce on it and get the football. Now, fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
At the Broncos' 49-yard line.
Second and 10. On second down, a run with Herbert. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
On 3rd down, they're going to go with the option. Trotty! Down the sideline he goes. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. Bears offense staying put, and Justin Fields always a threat to run. They'll go for 2 here. And he will not make it to the goal line as his try for 2 is going to come up empty. But that's little consolation to this defense as they have been porous all game long. Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Well, this game, it has had no shortage of offense. They've been able to put up a decent amount of points on this side, Charles. They just have not been able to keep pace with the other offense they're going against here.
Yeah, that's a good way of pointing things out because now it's not a total loss because, as you said, they've scored some points, so there's some plays they can build on, moments where the game plan actually worked. But overall, though, they were just out-personnel. They were going up against it.
And that is going to officially draw the curtain on this one as the last throw intercepted. Tyreek Stevenson picks it off. And the Bears are going to take possession as they've got it at the 42-yard line. But Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this one ends, and understandably so. Not only did they get the win, but boy, their offense was on fire in this ball game.
And partner, I have no idea what the top speed is on one of those high-end sports cars. What's the top gear you can get into? This offense, they certainly were there in this one, huh? Everything clicking for them in this contest, the kind of performance that they're going to cherish.
So for Chicago,
on top of that, she good for me. Made me wanna say, even though I got plenty, if I'm down to my last penny, I still gotta back up, cause it's on this old train line, I'ma get it done. Now I got the party jumping like it's double dutch. Then we swung the block, came back, double up, like, ooh, I gotta, and yeah, met her uptown, but she from the borough, better known as the boogie down, all sucky.
I've been going hard from the night into the daylight, telling them all that yesterday's price is not the same price. Eating up wings for breakfast, I can tell you what it tastes like. Wake up and I see red and I still don't got no brake lights. Yeah, feeling super fly. I look in the mirror, see ambition in my eyes. Got more than one formula, they love the way I drive. Yeah, I've been a prize, there's no need to be surprised. Baby, I'm a go-getter, go-getter. Yeah, you better go figure, go figure. Baby, I'm a go-getter, go-getter. Yeah, you better go figure, go figure. Try and get a big stack in my bag. Boy, you know I'm getting to it, it's like that. Try and get a big stack in my bag. Yeah, you know I'm getting to it, it's like that, like that. Hey, never feeling the pressure, please not at all. I walk in when it's crunch time, leaves in the fall. Woman on me, only hit my name on the roll call. It's like there is no ground beneath my feet, I got no flaws. Still humble, but just don't get it confused. You know who I am, there's no need to introduce. I am one of one, they can't stand it, but it's true. Sicker than the average, ain't no challenge that's immune. Baby, I'm a go-getter, go-getter. Yeah, you better go figure, go figure. Baby, I'm a go-getter, go-getter. Yeah, you better go figure.